Wildlife crime is on the increase, and here in South Africa, rhino poaching continues to make the headlines. With no immediate solution and end in sight to stop the poaching, more and more concerned individuals and organizations are getting together to try and find solutions.
The Conservation Action Trust is a non-profit organization. Their goal is to foster broader awareness and bring about greater public support of vital conservation and environmental issues. They have initiated monthly meetings to highlight specific species of fauna and flora which are under threat of extinction.
What we're doing in these monthly meetings is bringing experts, conservation experts, wildlife trade, illegal wildlife trade experts, to talk to different groups of people. So we bring together a mixed group of academics, conservationists and media people to learn more about the travails of the natural world. I think there's always been a place throughout history for concerned individuals, concerned non-government organizations to address what we call these pivot points, and there's the small focal points that government probably doesn't get to, or doesn't have the time or resources to.
I think that the challenges that conservation in general is facing globally today, the more that we generate dialogue, the more we get conversation going, the more we get people from different backgrounds and people who've got different stories to share, to be communicating, I think the more value it adds to everyone. I think the days are gone where conservation could be solved, or the problems in conservation could be solved with a silver bullet. We really need to be understanding the socio-political context in which the conservation challenges today find themselves, the global economic context, the ideological context, the political context. So I think the more that we have dialogue and conversation and information sharing, and the more that people do that in a non-threatening environment in which they can really start understanding different perspectives, I think the more value it adds to all of us.
Carl Laman is one of the world's top environmental journalists and well known for his investigative documentaries on wildlife crime. He has filmed the illegal wildlife markets which flourish along the Laos, Cambodian and Chinese borders. Carl has witnessed firsthand the free availability of wildlife products, which includes rhino horn.
But what surprises me even more is how quickly the market has evolved. 4 or 5 years ago when I looked into it, it was mostly traditional Chinese medicine, or at least one didn't see these artifacts yet. In the meantime, the Chinese medicine component is a byproduct, it's the shavings from creating this artifact. So the market has moved on, the suppliers have moved on to creating new products. This is a seal, buffalo horn, this is all fake stuff. So you can tell them, I want a fake one, I'm not willing to pay the real prices, but real it would be $100 per gram for this kind of stuff. This is also a seal, libation cup, karma bracelets. So all this is now quite openly available in quite a range of shops, mostly along the China border, so they can hide behind the fact that it is in a neighboring country, but all the consumers are Chinese taking it illegally across into China, or 90% anyway. The producers and the dealers are miles ahead of us, while we're trying to reduce demand by saying maybe the Chinese medicine isn't working or there's problems with effectiveness and so on. These producers have already moved on to a new league of products which are, as they say, from health to wealth. We have gone to lifestyle products, to status symbols. That's what sells, and it looks like it's increasing the demand for these lifestyle products. It's an investment, it's a status symbol, and so if you can afford it, have some, show it off. That's what it's all about. At the Southeast Asia end, I'm convinced they're still at the lip service and window dressing stage, and we still fall for it. I think there's no real enforcement, no real political will. They do what they have to do at conferences to present some nice figures, some nice stats, what they've been doing, how much they've been confiscating. But on the ground, whatever I see, they can see. Whatever I could, if you gave me a team of enforcement guy with the authorities, I could shut down a dozen shops in a week, which are major suppliers and turning over hundreds of kilos of this stuff. So if they don't do it, it's because they don't want to do it. They feel they have a cultural right to this kind of consumption, and who are we to tell them they can't?
The existence of these majestic animals in the wild continues to be our responsibility as a nation. Perhaps it's time for all South Africans to start seeing the protection of our rhino as our cultural right. Linky Bierman for Morning Live, Cape Town.